Wow, that is talent. Have you tried
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to postseason basketball here at the Sperling Gymnasium. It is a win or go home game tonight featuring your USN Tigers in the familiar all-white uniforms against the Saints of Mount Juliet Christian Academy. And we have a great treat for you tonight in this game, and also a great treat for you tonight up in the booth in our good friend and USN girls basketball coach, Carson Olson. Carson, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Fitz. It's a pleasure to be here.
Opening tip is swatted into the front court by Henry Baxter, and Mount Juliet will have the opening possession. A little bit of a weave around the outside. Anderson with the basketball on a left-handed dribble, gets to the foul line, pulls up and shoots a 15-footer off the glass, no good. Henry secures the rebound. Tigers headed the other way with Jamison. Jamison takes it in the lane. His shot is blocked, but he got it back. Over to Henry. Henry surveys the perimeter, gets it to Akil. Akil tries the three, and he's got it.
And that's an important shot for the Tigers. The Tigers have beat Mount Juliet the last two times by more than 30 points, so this is a game that's really important to execute. We're in postseason basketball now, and we can't develop any bad habits. Akil hitting the shot in rhythm is a big deal for the Tigers.
Shelton tries to answer. He can't do it. Henry Baxter clears another rebound. Braylon trying to take it all the way, and he does. And he's fouled.
Braylon doing what Braylon does. I'd love to see a great night from the free throw line for Braylon Davis tonight.
Braylon can't connect on the free throw. Got a jump ball called, so alternate possession favors USN.
Key with Braylon and his free throws is knee and elbow extension simultaneously. When the two are off, you can almost always tell whether he's going to be short or long. Elbow extended before the knees on that one, and the shot was long.
Henry looks to throw it in, gets to Parab, back to Henry. Trying to find a cut of Braylon, instead of skip pass to Akil. Henry catches at the foul line, takes it all the way in with a great left-hand finish. And the Tiger onslaught continues. They lead 7-0. Now showing a little bit of a pressure defense. Hustling up the right sideline is Awad. Shelton has it in the corner now, working against Akil. Tries to get to the baseline. Henry cuts him off. Bank shot is good. And the Saints enter the scorebook trailing 7-2.
drive by Shelton there.
Braylon tries to answer, he's off the mark, and Barack couldn't save it.
Another example of a player who's been coming in clutch for the Tigers down the stretch. Barack McMillan. Back cuts, defense, great team player through and through.
Saints looking to answer. They try a little backdoor play, getting it down low to Brooks. He couldn't finish. Here come the Tigers the other way. Jamison. Farah thinks about a shot, throws it back to Henry instead. Tigers content to be patient. Eli Whelan top of the circle. Henry catches at the elbow, trying to find his way down low. Can't do it. Now catches outside the arc. He's driving, kicks it out to Akil, trying another three, and he's got another one. 2 threes in the first 2.5 minutes of action for Akil Radford. Tigers open up a 10-2 lead.
The word for Akil's shot is always in the catch. If he catches on balance and in rhythm, there's a good shot it's going down.
Saints don't want this deficit that they currently face to get any greater. Henry Baxter with a tremendous block. Jamison Jackson comes out of there with a basketball. He's going to try to take it all the way. And it looked like it was going to go down, but he was fouled.
Henry's shot blocking this year has been impressive. Prone to foul trouble every now and again, but still, generally speaking, he's not more than 6'3", and the number of his shots he blocks is quite impressive.
Jamison connects on the first. Tigers lead stretches to 11-2.
Another player is really important to get going at the line, Jamison Jackson. Clutch player, great creator. Love to see it when he makes his free throws.
His second is good. Tigers lead swells to a full 10 points. Henry Baxter checks back in for Akil.
Nino Fitz, in a lot of ways, this is one of the most bittersweet times in a basketball coach's season. He knows that the season's coming to a close, but he sees players who are finally, in some cases, starting to do exactly what he's been asking them to do all year, and you wish you could just keep going.
Another monster block for Henry Baxter. Braylon taking it right at the entire defense, couldn't get it to go, got his own rebound, and the putback is good. The Mr. Basketball candidate scores again. USN's lead is 12 points, and Mount Juliet Christian calls for time. Coach, you mentioned just now that you feel like some people might be just starting to find it in the waning moments of the season. Who do you see for USN that you feel like is really hitting their stride in these last few weeks?
Well, I think Jamison, in a lot of ways, is starting to understand what it takes to be a point guard on a team within a great scorer like Braylon Davis. In addition to that, I think Eli Whelan's another guy. In the past couple games, he's been above his season averages and made some really big shots. I think they want to keep Eli, especially in a game like tonight, looking at the basket, getting his confidence up. If the Tigers make it past Mount Juliet Christian tonight, they'll be faced with a tough opponent in Clarksville Academy, and they're going to be all hands on deck to pull that one off.
Can you tell us, Coach, that's a Friday game if we win this one tonight?
If we win this one tonight, the boys play again at Clarksville on Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
Yep. And it'll be at the higher seed. If they win on Wednesday, the rest of the games will be played at Davidson Academy.
So the Clarksville game would also be a win-or-go-home game.
It sure would. One win ensures them a berth into the region tournament, and a loss would be the conclusion of their season.
Thinking about a three is Anderson. He puts it on the floor instead, trying to get around Farah. Can't do it. Great defense. Throws it out to Warren. Warren tries a deep three, missed everything. And the Mount Juliet Christian players seem content to let it go out of bounds. He continued boxing out, never chased it, and it falls harmlessly into the cheerleading section, and the Tigers have it back. Tigers lose it near the half-court stripe.
Yeah, you don't love to see that. Again, I said it at the beginning, this is a game where we want to build good habits. We don't want to default to being more athletic or better basketball players than the other team. We want to run our stuff and develop habits that are going to be helpful in future playoff berths.
Nice pass down low to Brooks. He couldn't handle it, and it goes out of bounds. USN getting it back as Jamison's going to check back in for Parra. 3:56 left in the first quarter. USN enjoying a 14-2 lead.
That's the second or third time they've run that wheel action to some success. They haven't been able to convert it, but the look is there. Kudos to Mount Juliet Christian for some good offense.
Tigers looking to get something going in the half-court set. Skip pass over to Akil. Jamison catches. Great pass down low to Braylon, and he finishes.
Now that is the type of basket you want to see from Braylon Davis in a game like this. We know he can get to the basket. We know he can create for himself. You love to see Braylon moving off ball and getting involved in the offense that way.
Henry Baxter poked it into the hands of Parra. Braylon for three, just off the back of the rim, no good. Coming down with a rebound is Smith. He outlets to Anderson. Here come the Saints. Pull up, does not get the roll. Henry Baxter with another rebound. Coach, what do you make of this defensive look from Mount Juliet?
Yeah, they're playing in a high 2-3 zone. You know, it's something that you got to do. It's a defense. They're trying to bait us into taking early shots from the outside and take that gamble. The key for the Tigers is going to be patience and ball movement. Not a bad move at all by Mount Juliet Christian. There's not really anybody in this division that can guard Braylon Davis one-on-one. So as a result, we see a lot of zones against the Tigers.
Tiger defense has proved formidable thus far this evening, as Akil is called for his first foul. Henry Baxter has been an absolute menace patrolling the lane thus far. Jamison with a steal, 2-on-1. Gets it to Braylon, and Braylon lays it up and in. And the Saints call for time again. Coach visibly frustrated. Coach, how do you decide in a huddle if you're going to be good cop or bad cop?
Oh, man. It's all about context. It's about how the week at practice has been. It's about how your team is rising to the moment that you call them to meet you at. So, you know, taking those things in mind, I think that if you call your team to a specific standard and they fail to meet it, you might bring out a little bad cop, right? If you call them to a standard and they rise to it and things just don't go your way, then you play a little good cop, you make an adjustment, and you encourage them. It just depends on what the moment might call for. Coach was visibly frustrated, but I think he took the good cop approach. He appeared to make a pivot, point out a couple of adjustments, and we'll see how Mount Juliet looks on this possession.
I would guess it's hard to be a bad cop too often when the spread is this great because the team's already not feeling so good. You don't want to pile on.
Yep, that's absolutely right.
And it's not for lack of effort on the Mount Juliet side. Dakota Waspaten seeing his first action. He got a nice offensive rebound. But he was called for the foul.
Love to see Coach Eubanks going to his bench early. This is a lineup that we haven't seen. This is four guys that get a lot of reps on the JV team, and Braylon Davis all in at the same time. You love to see this because this is great experience for guys like Costas, Julian, Henry Hurt, Dakota, all these guys. Both an opportunity to play varsity and get some run with their team captain.
That should elevate everybody's game. They'll be excited to be out there for this pivotal postseason game. Braylon slipped free of everybody and lays in another one. He calls out the defense. Tigers lead 22-2. And traveling with the call. No foul called either way. Both players went to the ground. The official saw traveling, and the Tigers have it back. Braylon content to take his time advancing into the front court, as well he might. Tigers are in a comfortable position at the moment. He calls out the offense. Perhaps looking for a screen. Dakota instead steps away. Now catches a little dribble handoff. Henry Hurt couldn't get to a pass in time, and the Saints have it back. They throw it down low to Brooks again. Kostas is trying to tie him up. Instead, he commits a foul. He didn't care for the call. But it will be his first and the team's second, as we're down to 42.5 seconds left in the first. USN 22, Mount Juliet Christian 2. They drop it in the corner. Three-pointer on the way from Freeman is no good. Rebound is loose. Braylon tries to save it, and he does.
Another guy you love to see getting some minutes is Dakota Wasbaden, a junior transfer. Dakota's actually a volleyball player first. Coach saw him jump, asked him if he'd like to come out for basketball. And so far, he's proved that he has a pretty high ceiling. You just got to get him a few more reps on the court.
Bank shot is good from Awad, and that doubles the total thus far for the Saints. They trail by 18. Braylon's got the ball clock running with 7. He pulls up from 24 feet. No good. Kostas with an offensive rebound. He's got to try to get it up, and they're going to get him for traveling.
Tough. Kostas with the tough rebound. Shuffled his feet a little bit. Probably the right call by Bill, the ref down there. So, not sure what his last name is, but Bill, the official at the end, handed in his ref quite a few games. He's been in the Tennessee area for a long time. Great official. Always a good sign when you see Bill on the job.
Nice. Yeah, I'm sure there's some officials that you're very grateful when you see them pull up in the gym, and there's others that don't make you feel the same.
Correct. Bill's going to shoot straight, level-headed. Not everything goes your way for sure, but he'll shoot straight with you.
That's good. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back in just a minute for the second quarter. Back now with second quarter action. Saints with the opening possession of the second quarter. Attacking the lane as Awad. He's cut off by a host of defenders. Now throws it back out. Three-pointer on the way. It, I believe, was deflected by Braylon. Now trying to save it is Jamison, and he can't do it. And we've got a 5-second call, so Tigers will get it back.
Starters back in for the Tigers, and it looks like Coach Eubanks is taking this opportunity to coach up his JV guys. They got some minutes at the end of that last quarter.
Jamison puts up a floater, and he's got it. Great finish. High off the glass.
Jamison makes that floater as well as just about any high school player I've seen. The floater was not my specialty, and so anytime he makes those, I'm always fairly impressed.
He did that in the presence of a good contest, too, down low. He was contacted, was able to get it go. Chance for the three-point play, and he is 3 for 3 from the foul line thus far.
Love to see it.
Tigers enjoy a 21-point lead, 25-4. Clock running, 7:20 left in the first half. Jamison nearly came away with a steal. Picking up the ball is Awad, looking for help. Trying to get a cutter. He threw the ball behind him, and Braylon comes away with a basketball.
Jameson nearly with the steal, but that's not the one that I'm looking for him to get. In a lot of other games, that becomes an easy foul that puts him at trouble and lacks playing time down the stretch.
Eli Whelan nearly gave it away, but got it back. Henry Baxter at the perimeter. Tigers look to reset. Henry surveys the scene. Gets it to Eli Whelan. Finds Perrock cutting through. He has to bring it out. Braylon's one-on-one against Shelton. We'll see if he tries to take it. He does, and he scores. No, they call it on the floor. What do you see, Coach, from what the Tigers are trying to do on the offensive end?
I think they're using this opportunity to get reps and see their full offensive work.
Jameson's three rattles out. Looked like it was halfway down.
In different situations. I remember my coach in high school, we would run one offense the entire year, and then as soon as the regular season concluded, in the state of Washington, you had like a week to practice between the regular season and the postseason, and during that week, we would install an entirely new offense because every team in the state at that point had scouted us one way. I think what we're looking at right here is Coach Eubanks' adjustments now that we're moving into the postseason.
Tigers will definitely have some tricks up their sleeves for their future opponents, assuming they can get through the Saints tonight. And they're off to a good start. They lead 25-6. Eli working against tough defense out on the perimeter. His bounce pass is kicked away, and the Saints come away with the basketball. Now we've got Warren trying to get to the basket. Help defense not arriving, and Warren lays it in. So the Saints have scored the last two buckets. Scores 25-8. Trying to cut through is Jamison. Nothing there. Braylon instead will take it himself, and he lays it in. (27-8) the score. As a few Tiger students come into the gym.
Many of whom leaving their first spring practice of the year. The main reason why I was privileged to be able to be in the box tonight. Guys like Henry Knowles, Andrew Walker, starting baseball, ultimate frisbee, and all those good sports today.
Exciting day for the Tiger athletes and an exciting day for you and me as well to get the chance to be up here. Working hard for a steal as Perrock couldn't quite get it. Instead, it's up into the front court to Anderson. He dribbles it back out. Trying to find a cutting Warren. Warren tried to find Brooks down low again, but this time the pass was not arriving. And Jamison's got the ball, gets it forward to Henry, kicks it out to Braylon. Braylon trying to work one-on-one. Coach looking for some passing. Instead, Braylon's going to take it himself. Nice little up fake, and he's got it. Braylon continues a fast pace.
You know, the coach is never going to be upset with the bucket, but I will say in this case, Coach Eubanks is really looking for the Tigers to get some reps running all the way through their offense. He knows what Braylon's capable of, and so does Braylon. They're looking for some full, well-run offensive possessions. Fun fact, I got a chance to talk to Braylon about his recruiting situation, and one of the coaches that gave him a call at one point was Aubrey Shelton from the University of Puget Sound in Tacoma, Washington. Two fun facts about Aubrey Shelton. Number one is he coached at a rival high school when I was a student back in the day. I played with his younger brother. UPS recruited me, so it was fun to hear Braylon getting recruiting calls from him. Small
Love
world.
that.
A lot of
Love
familiar
that.
names that came to me right out of nowhere.
Does UPS have the same coach that they had when you were there?
They do not. He made the jump from high school to college since I left.
Okay, gotcha.
So he coached against a rival high school of mine, and then since then took the UPS job. But he's
Gotcha.
also an alumni from there on some of UPS's most legendary teams.
What can you tell us about the coach that you had when you were at UPS?
When I got recruited by UPS, I played at their rival PLU, Pacific Lutheran University. The head
Okay.
coach was Steve Dickerson. He's an Ohio legend. He's in the Ohio State Hall of Fame. He coached Jared, big guy, played at Ohio State, drafted by the Celtics. I just blanked on his last name. But he was an Ohio legend, got his first college coaching job at Pacific Lutheran University in Tacoma, Washington, recruited me out of Lakes High School, and he was old school, man. We had 3.5-hour long practices. We had a half-hour dedicated to conditioning, a half-hour dedicated to stretching. Everything was blocked out in long blocks. Coming to the booth now to check on the old men.
The Dean of USN Broadcasting, Mr. Andrew Walker.
The man himself, making sure our technology is right and tight.
USN 30, Mount Juliet Christian 8. Saints with the basketball, trying to solve the riddle of the Tiger defense. Cutters flashing through the lane. Now they're sort of separated outside the perimeter, trying to clear space for Anderson. He kicks it out into the corner, three-pointer on the way, and it is short. Rebound is loose on the floor. Getting his own rebound is Awad, and he traveled. So it's the Tiger ball. Again, we see a lot of players who traditionally get JV minutes on the floor. Flashing through the lane is Akil. Kostas couldn't find him. Cutting through is Henry. Henry with another backdoor cut. Tigers really working to try to set up sort of Princeton-style offense almost.
It is. We're seeing some chin action. We're seeing some motion, back cuts.
Ooh, a little bit of a miscommunication there, and it looks like we may have a layup for Awad, and he's got it. Tigers trying to get back on the same page. 30-10 is the score. Akil Radford with the basketball. Tigers look to run a clean half-court set. Lots of very tight defense, lots of back cuts in response. But they haven't materialized yet in the layups. Meanwhile, we've got another platoon substitution as the starting lineup re-enters the game for USN.
In the gym tonight, we get to hear from a crew of young Tigers in the front row, all pleading with Henry Baxter to get a dunk tonight. So we'll see if Henry can deliver on that request.
He tried to throw one down in warm-ups, and I would say it got down. The front rim made an effort to keep it out. But
let's see if he can get a little adrenaline going.
He overcame it. Tigers get a bucket and lead 32-10. Putting it on the floor is Awad. He tries a finger roll, couldn't get it to go. Jamison looks like he's going to get a high screen from Braylon. Comes over it a little high, but comes free from everybody and easily lays it in. Bit of a breakdown there from the Saints.
Another platoon substitution for Coach Eubanks. 5 on, 5 out. I'm telling you, these minutes from guys that might not normally get as many minutes are so huge. They'll get more out of the few minutes that they're playing today than they have out of many other games. Being able to play at a higher speed, better players.
Braylon is fouled on the floor. And 4 Tigers check in. It looks like Parra will remain on the floor. One minute, 20 seconds left, first half. Dakota sprinting to the goal, has it poked away, but he was the last to touch it, so Saints have it back. Awad gets around Kostas. Nice body control and a tough one-handed finish. 34-14 is the score as we cross under the 1 minute mark remaining in the first half.
One thing this second string has to get a little bit better at is picking up their dribble too early while they're on the perimeter. Holding on to that ball on the front end, letting the play develop, and then putting the ball on the ground to make a move with it is what they got to do. They're catching it, dribbling right away, and then as a result, when they're under some pressure, they're picking it up and putting themselves in a tough spot.
Rebounds loose on the floor. Barak comes away with it, and he is fouled. That'll be the 5th foul, so a costly mistake for the Saints. That will send Param McMillan to the line for 2 in the final half minute of the second quarter. Coach, how do you approach situational basketball with your teams? Last 30 seconds of the quarter, that sort of thing.
Well, the way we prepare for situational basketball is by playing out of situations. A lot of it's going to come in practice. Coaches and I sit down and we talk about different positions that we could be in, and we play those out in practice. And we get, just like the players get a chance to get live reps of running the offense or the defense, coaches get a chance of live reps at calling timeouts at the right times, depending on what the players do in practice. So Coach North and myself in a situation like that will normally face off against each other. One of us will be up, one of us will be down, and we'll challenge each other to make sure that we're calling the right timeouts, that we're making the right late game adjustments inside of that scenario, just like we would ask of our players.
It's got to be a tough thing to coach. There's so many different ways that the last minute of a game or a half can play out.
There's no way to cover every possible scenario. So instead what you want to do is you want to develop a culture of your point guard having an ear to the bench so that they can make adjustments on the fly. And then ultimately being coachable, being able to pivot at the last minute, calling a 30-second timeout and having confidence that you can execute whatever we draw up.
Oh, yes, you can hear the foul up here. Young put up a nice little turnaround in the lane. And he drew the contact. Fouls on Dakota, which is, or excuse me, looks like they may have changed it. Foul's going to be Henry Hurts first. First free throw is off to the right from Young, no good.
Speaking of situational basketball, if I had to guess, Coach Eubanks is getting his starting 5 back on the floor because he would like to see how they execute in this 11.8 second situation. I'm guessing we'll see a very specific look.
Jamison over to Braylon, fakes the handoff, trying to cross over Anderson. He lost it, and Anderson doesn't get it off. You can see he still had it. So a couple of costly mistakes. Tigers turned it over, but Anderson failed to get the shot up. So the first half harmlessly comes to a close. Your score through 16 minutes of basketball: USN 34, Mount Juliet Christian 14. Coach, your takeaways from that first half?
Main takeaways from that first half: Coach Eubanks trying to get his team to run offense. Coach Eubanks trying to get his guys different reps, trying different things, and most importantly, again, I mentioned they're not looking past this game. They need to take every opponent seriously. But given the margin of victory in the last 2 games, this is a game that is really meant to prepare them for the next game, which is Clarksville. And again, Coach Eubanks isn't telling his team that. Coach Eubanks has his team locked in 1 game at a time. But he knows in the back of his mind that whatever habits are built tonight are going to leak over into their next game against Clarksville. So he's looking for his crispness, his execution, and then secondary to all that is, in a game of this margin, an opportunity to get those JV guys minutes so that if they need to call on him, he runs a tight ship. He sometimes is subbed up to, in a tough spot, only 6 guys in the game. So those JV guys having them come into all postseason play with some confidence and ready to contribute is really important. And so I think those are the big things that Coach Eubanks is looking for tonight and the things that the Tigers are trying to accomplish. And on another note, here at this halftime, just want to give another shout out to the broadcasting legend Andrew Walker. He's taken a moment to get some shots up on the court at this exact moment. And I must say that he is a much better broadcaster than he is a jump shooter.
I was just gonna say let's get a little commentary on this one-on-one action between Henry Knowles with the basketball in the brown shirt against Andrew Walker. Now Henry picked up his dribble. He's in trouble. That's probably not going in. It did not.
Probably not. I'm not sure if he mentions it on the broadcast or not, so it could be a little or a largely known fact. Henry Knowles is a very dedicated church league basketball player.
Nice.
Anytime he's failed to be on a broadcast, it is more than likely because he's attending one of his own basketball games.
So far, we have not yet seen Andrew or Henry even make contact with the rim at any time, or enter inside the three-point arc. That has also not happened.
That is correct. You know, that's too bad because before the faculty and student game, Andrew Walker was talking, I would say, not an insurmountable amount of trash as to what the result of that game would be. And lo and behold, it is as I predicted, and the faculty dominated.
There's always a lot of student talk about how this is the year that they're the best prepared team in the history of student-faculty game teams for the students, but we haven't yet seen that produce any fruit as the faculty have won, now going on 10 years in a row.
Yep, a decade is a long time of dominance, and, you know, we deserve it. We're a great faculty.
I feel like, you know, they have their 1 or 2 practices a year. Meanwhile, we have the cohesion that comes over many years of working alongside one another.
That's exactly right. We're like the 2014-15 Spurs.
Yes. Who would be your comp on the 2014 Spurs?
Either Patty Mills or I would love to be, I'm not him, but I would love to be Manu Ginobili.
Hey, that was the first name that came to mind for me. Very smooth with the basketball. That's the person I would have put you as. Henry Knowles makes the three. We got it. He has a little something to say up to the booth, as well he should. Trying to go for 2 in a row. Andrew's not even guarding him. He's just going for the rebound. And Henry is making him pay. Making him pay. Let's see. Andrew's still not guarding him. And it's just raining threes.
Henry, it might be time to tell Andrew to stick to baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, Andrew is an absolute monster on the diamond, but poor showing on the basketball court here tonight.
We need a little more of that cross training, you know.
That's right. And Andrew, when you go back and watch this broadcast, I'm sorry, buddy, tonight was not your night. Great showing from Henry Knowles. Better luck next time.
Yeah, Henry Knowles actually playing defense. That has proved to be the difference thus far. Andrew now out guarding him at the three-point line.
Gives him space again.
Oh, see, he's just no respect. No respect whatsoever.
Henry Knowles with a smooth shot. And the Tigers come back out to finish their warm-up.
Andrew heads back into the student section after what I think was a halftime shutout. All right, we'll take a short break for 3 minutes. We'll come back with the second half. Hope to see you then. The horn sounds, signaling the end of halftime. We are 3 officials short of starting the second half, and here they come. Possession arrow points in the USN direction from our left to our right. USN's current lead is 34-14, and if they can hang on here, they'll be going to Clarksville on Wednesday. And this is something that Coach Eubanks has proved to be much more comfortable doing than any of his predecessors at USN, just trying to take the air out of the ball a little bit. Oh, nice little backdoor cut to Henry, and he's got an easy layup.
That's what Coach Eubanks is looking for. Execution, running their stuff.
Got a foul call here. Wasn't a ton of contact, but Shelton was fouled by Henry, which will be his first. They throw it into Warren. Warren gets tied up in the corner, gets it out to Shelton. Shelton guarded by Henry Baxter. Fires it over to Awad. Awad trying to shake Akil. Nice little crossover dribble behind the back, but the shot was no good. Henry secures the rebound. Outlets to Braylon. Braylon trying to go all the way. He battled a lot of contact. Almost got the bank shot to go.
Well, Fitz, unfortunately to say, doing broadcasting and coaching are not even my most important jobs, and I have to leave at this time to go take care of my most important job. It is bedtime. It's time for me to put some kids to bed. It's time for me to make sure everybody's tucked in and ready for a great day at school tomorrow. It's been a pleasure, sir.
It has been a pleasure. Always a pleasure to be up here in the booth with you, and I hope we can do it again real soon.
Have a great night, Tigers.
That was Carson Olson. What a pleasure it always to have him up here, pick his brain about the ins and outs of the great game of basketball. So you're stuck with me for the remainder. 15 minutes of basketball to go, and Henry Baxter is called for his second quick foul to start the second half. USN's lead has swollen to 24 points at 38-14. Working against Braylon is Warren. Warren gets all the way to the basket and lays it in. The Saints have not shot terribly well tonight, but they have had a few good looks at the basket from in close, and from there they have converted several times. Braylon's trying to answer, and I believe he lost it, yes. So Saints will get it back. Looking to make a run here in the early portion of the third quarter. It's Anderson advancing up the left side. Nice little fake. Got into the lane, and a foul is called on the floor. Let's see who this one will be on. This one goes on Param McMillan, which will be his first. Anderson gets it to Warren. Anderson gets it back. Now Warren, after a handoff working against Eli, he tries to negotiate his way to the baseline, and he does. Eli got a little bit out of position, and he's called for the foul. Doesn't think much of it. It is his second. USN quickly with 4 fouls here in the first 2 minutes of the third quarter, as Anderson bounce pass down low to Shelton, and Henry Baxter with another block, sending the Tigers the other way. Akil trying to finish with a right hand. It was a little too strong, no good. Saints hustling the other way with Awad. Awad with a spinning dribble, stolen by Baxter. Up in the front court to Braylon, and he lays it in. Braylon nearly had a steal off that inbounds pass. 40-16 USN. Shelton for 3, long, no good. Henry Baxter at the wing, puts it on the floor, going to take it himself, and he scores. So the Tigers now have driven to the goal and gotten some layups. As Warren tries to answer from three, his shot is short and off to the left. Tigers here patiently working through the half-court set. Akil thinks about a three. He lets it go. It's too strong. Braylon's got an offensive rebound, and his little 8-footer in the lane is good. And he sort of shrugged as if to say, he's shrugging again as if to say, it's too easy. USN calls for time. The official is confused. He thought it was just a timeout for the purposes of a substitution, but meanwhile, Coach Eubanks is using the 30 seconds to deliver some instruction over in the huddle. Anderson calling out the offense for the Saints. Awad gets a high screen, rolling away as Brooks. They tried to find him on another one of those wheel plays, but couldn't get it to him. So the Tigers capitalize on the turnover. And here comes Henry driving down the lane. A little bit of a mishandle, but got it back, throws it over to Costas. Dakota back to Henry. Henry thinking things over now. He puts it on the floor, driving into the lane. Fakes left, goes right. One-hander, no good. And the rebound is into the hands of Shelton. Shelton driving the lane. His shot was too strong. Julian pulls down the rebound and outlets to Jamison as we cross the halfway mark here in the third quarter. Dakota working against Warren, steps back. Now flashing through the lane is Costas. He kicks it out to Julian, and the Tigers will move back towards the top of the circle. Now Julian takes it, puts it on the floor. It is stolen away, firing it into the front court for Warren. Can he convert the layup? He can. 44-18 is the margin now. Jamison with a little floater. They're going to call him for a travel. Saints have it back. They make a few substitutions. A few players seeing some time on the floor who have not yet been there. Anderson with a little jump stop bank shot is good. So the Saints cut it to 44-20. Costas with a back cut. He came wide open. They couldn't find him. Now cutting is Dakota. Great pass from Costas. He scores! And he's fouled. Costas gets a high five from Coach Eubanks, as well he might. He came wide open on a very intelligent back cut, then flashed out, caught a pass, and found Dakota on the very same back cut for a driving layup. And the free throw is too strong, no good. Saints secure the rebound. Smith looks to the right, gets it to Anderson. Warren in the corner, throws it back to Anderson. Anderson trying to drive around everyone. Nice take to the rim, and shooters get the roll. Jamison thought about a step back three, lobbed it into the corner. Julian hustling in to get it. Costas cutting again. He was clearly fouled. No call. Looked like he was shoved out of bounds there. No call came from the officials. Tends to be the case that the whistles come a little slower in the games with a wide scoring margin such as we have here tonight. Ball is loose on the floor. Costas trying to tie it up, but they're going to get him for a foul, and that will be the 5th team foul on USN and send the Saints to the line for the bonus for the remainder of the third period. 46-22, in favor of the Tigers as all 5 of the bench players head to the scorer's table. Tigers have 10 players dressed tonight. 5 on the floor, 5 at the scorer's table at the moment. Warren's first free throw is good. USN has Mount Juliet Christian doubled up 46-23. Second free throw no good. Henry fighting for a rebound with a keel, and it was off of the Saints. So a little bit of confusion there, but it worked out in the USN favor. Akil works against a little bit of a full court man-to-man. Gets it to Henry. Eli Whelan flashing through the lane. The ball bounced free into the hands of Braylon, and he scores again. Hustling the other way is Warren. He's going to just try to take it himself, and he is fouled on the way in. He'll be shooting. Foul goes on Braylon. It is his first. Warren's free throw is good. Timeout, Saints. Players head to the bench for what looks to be a full timeout. 2 minutes, 2 seconds left in the third quarter. USN out in front of Mount Juliet Christian 48-24. Braylon Davis is a Mr. Basketball finalist for the state of Tennessee. And it has been an absolute joy to watch him play. It's been an absolute joy to watch all of these seniors play. This is going to be the last broadcast where we get to call games for them. Braylon and Parra. And Akil as well. They've been a pleasure to watch. They played a nice game tonight. And we certainly will be wishing all of them the best. Braylon entered into the 1,000-point club this year. He's averaging just under 32 points per game, which is second in the state of Tennessee. And he's a great kid. Having taught him, he's a very good math student. We all remember that he said that math was his favorite subject at senior night, possibly the highlight of his senior year. Warren looks to convert his second free throw, and he does. 48-25. The Saints looking to find a way to linger in this game, but their hopes look few and far between at the moment, as Eli Whelan with his back to the basket is going to have it stolen away by Smith. Smith launching it forward. It's stolen by Baxter. Henry with a tremendous pass to Akil, and he lays it in. So the margin is once again 2-1 in proportion as USN leads 50-25. Warren again trying to get to the basket. Akil's trying to tie him up, and he has done so. And the possession arrow allows the Saints to keep it. Anderson to throw it in from under the offensive goal. Saints set their play into motion. Can they get it in? Just barely. They get it into Young. Young throws it opposite end. Left-handed three-pointer on the way from Ligginsby, and it missed everything. And the few but proud students in the student section are always more than happy to remind the opposing players when they have not succeeded in striking any part of the net, rim, or backboard. Lob to Eli Whelan down low. He was fouled by Ligginsby. And we'll go to the line. Eli's got a big smile on his face. He's always smiles when things are going well. Eli's first free throw is good. second free throw is good as well. (52-25) USN. More substitutions for the Tigers. Anderson trying to shake Parra. Good defense. Warren driving again. Let's see what they call. Thought there might be a chance of an offensive foul call there, but it was not forthcoming. They're going to get Henry with a blocking foul. I didn't see much there. Warren is back to the line. He's been there many times here in the third quarter as a result of his aggressive takes to the rim, and he's been effective at getting to the rim. Warren is 2 for 2. Saints pressuring as the clock rolls under 1 minute left in the third. Parra puts up a runner, no good. Anderson with a rebound. Saints in transition. He's trying to take it himself. Now spins back around. Spinning again. Puts up a floater in the lane. Couldn't quite get it. And Henry grabs the rebound for USN. Coach Eubanks screaming one shot. Let's see how the Tigers do in running out the final 30 seconds here. Juliet needing a little bit of help. Gets it to Parra. Coastas with the ball, 20 seconds. Backdoor cut to Parra. The pass was a little too far in front of him. Dakota from 15 feet from the baseline, no good. So the Tigers do not, in fact, secure the last shot, and it's Warren. He's going to try to take it himself, and he has it poked away from behind, but he's going to be fouled. So 2 free throws forthcoming. Warren comes up short with the first. And he's got the second. So 6.1 left on the clock. We'll see if the Tigers can get a shot up here. Coastas with the ball now with 5. Coastas into the front court with 2. Nice little up and under fake. And he's got it at the horn. Andrew Walker and Henry Lovett over in the student section. Coastas played it cool like he's done it many times. And maybe he has, what do I know? But certainly one of his first as a high school varsity player. Definitely an auspicious sign for the Tigers in the years to come. Coach Eubanks intently delivering instructions over in the Tiger huddle, as is the coach for Mount Juliet. It's a 26-point game with 8 minutes to go. So it should all be over but the shouting. But you never know in a situation like this, if a team suddenly starts shooting threes and they make a few in a row, can spice things up, can get things pretty exciting. Tiger basketball to start the fourth. Akil lobs it into Jamison, and we're underway. And Jamison immediately draws a foul from Awad. Akil will throw it in again. Jamison will receive it again. Eli Whelan going to take it himself, finds a cutting Henry Baxter. Henry's shot too strong. He's got his own rebound, and the putback is good. 56-28 USN. Awad is allowed to shoot. He does, and he misses off to the right. Akil Radford with a rebound. And Coach Eubanks wants to slow it down. Eli Whelan with the basketball just inside the three-point line. Now he puts it on the floor, spinning right. Couldn't quite get it to go. Fighting for his own rebound, but didn't get it. It was into the hands of Smith. And Akil commits a foul in the backcourt. So 52 seconds for the starters in the fourth quarter, and they are promptly replaced by the second unit. Saints have it with Anderson. Anderson with a little hesitation dribble, lost it into the hands of Henry. Farah working against Awad. Costas standing just inside the Tiger, gets to a cutting Julian. His floater is just off, no good. Farah with the putback, no good. And starters back to the scorer's table as Anderson picks up the dribble, finds Awad. Awad dribbles in, kicks it out to Brooks. Brooks to Shelton. Shelton for three, short. And the ball falls harmlessly out of bounds. USN with the full platoon substitution once again. Jamison working against the wad, a little dispassionately, gets it over to Eli, loose on the floor. Jamison gets it back, trying to get a shot up, and he does, and he scores. Tigers enjoying a 30-point lead now. Shelton drives into the lane, tries to find Awad in the corner, but the pass never got there. It was stolen away. And here's Braylon Davis standing on the USN right in front of Coach Eubanks, dribbling back up to the half-court stripe. Braylon with a great little give and go, and he got the layup down, so the Tigers reach 60. Jamison playing hard defense all the way. Awad trying to gather the ball, never really quite had it. Dropped it off to Garland, and the pass was thrown away. So Eli Whelan has it. We hear Coach Eubanks calling out, hold up. We'll see what the Tigers do here. They're sending people through the lane, trying to scheme up a bucket, and they have done it. Braylon Davis again. And Coach likes what he sees. He sends the second wave to the scores table once again. Wad kicks it out to Brooks. Brooks to Garland. One dribble over to Warren. They force him to the left. He had it stripped away by Jamison. But Jamison was the last to touch it, and the Saints will keep it. Warren receives the inbounds pass, steps back, picks up the dribble over to Shelton. Shelton puts it on the floor, gets around Dakota, and lays it in. Henry guarded closely by Shelton. Finds Parra, who works against Garland. Tigers being very patient here. Always looking for those flashers down low. If they don't find it, they just move it back out. A little bit of a force there perhaps from Julian. Rebound is tipped back out to Costas. He's got it just at the foul line extended. Three-pointer on the way, and it is good. The Tiger bench comes to their feet. They love to see it, as do the fans over in the friendly USN section. The Tiger lead is now 35, and so we could be in a running clock situation. Yes, and the official indeed signals to the great Doug Brown down at the scorer's table that We're going to run it. Three-pointer on the way from Warren is well short. Rebound on a hop to Costas. And the Tigers hustling the other way. It's Parra. Will he try to take it all the way? He did try, and he was the last to touch it. And we've got some substitutes. Akil, the lone substitute this time, and he will replace Parra. So perhaps Coach Eubanks wanted to see something a little bit different on that offensive possession. Clock continues to run. It is Saints basketball, but no one seems to want to throw it in. And the clock continues to run. And Mount Juliet has 6 players on the floor. No one is leaving. Garland now is leaving. There will not be a technical foul. We did see that in a girls' game earlier this year for the first time in my 15 years being a part of this school, the team having 6 players on the floor and being called for a technical foul. Young travels. The cheerleaders with the familiar traveling cheer as the Tigers enter the half-court set. We're under 2 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Costas with a great drive of the lane. He was fouled on the way up by Lewis. Costas has had a nice game tonight. He's been at the right place at the right time. Shown good basketball IQ, flashing through the lanes and passing to his teammates who are doing the same. First free throw is good. Student section could not be happier for him. One of the great things about USN, the seniors supporting the freshmen. Beautiful thing. Costas goes 2 for 2. And that gets the Tigers to 67 points, which is a further delight to the student section. Costas going for a steal, nearly had one. Under a minute now, and running. Lewis with a basketball. Throws it back out. Saints trying to find something here in one of the last few possessions of their season. It's always nice to get a win, but you have to remember the other team has seniors too, playing in the last basketball games of their varsity career. Always feel a bit of sympathy for them. Beautiful reverse layup from Henry. His grin is from ear to ear. Saints moving around the perimeter as Tiger victory is 15 seconds from consummation. Henry with a steal, and he will settle it down as the final seconds run off the clock of this one. The Tiger bench comes to their feet, and the ball game is over. Final score from the final game of the season at Sperling Gymnasium is USN 69, Mount Juliet Christian 30. Congrats to USN on a tremendous victory. They will advance to play Clarksville Academy in a win or go home game on Wednesday night. That game will be at Clarksville, so we will not have it for you, but we hope you'll find a way to follow along and support the beloved USN Tigers. Thank you so much for supporting us and being with us. It's been our pleasure to be with you. And while we won't get to see you again this season for basketball, we'll hope to see you next time. Until then.